to the Rhode Island Shakespeare Theater production of Macbeth, the Scottish play that makes it famous. We want to say thank you, first of all, to the city of Providence. We got kind of a bad break. This show was supposed to originally be performed at the Roger Williams National Memorial on North Main Street, but that's in Federal Park, and guess what happened to that a few weeks ago? So we had to move the theater here to Providence. Let's see. Emergency exits are there. The show will be performed with one intermission. The first act is about an hour. The second act is about half an hour. During the intermission, we'll have about 10 minutes. And finally, please turn off your cell phones, pages, anything like that.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Okay.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done. When the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun. Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth. There is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and the filthy air. Woo woo!
Comes here, the worthy Thane of Ross. What a haste looks through his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Strange.
God save the king.
Where hast thou been, worthy Thane? Whence comest thou?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the skies and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that brave Macbeth confronted him, arm against arm, point against rebellious point, concluding his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness!
That now Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men, till he disbursed $10,000 to our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done! I'll see it done!
For he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Sister, where thou? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts on her lap. And munched. Oh, give me, quoth I. All right, bewitch, the rumps and running cries. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do it, I'll give me a win. Oh, thou art kind. And I another. I myself have all the other, all the very ports they blow and the quarters that they know. I will train him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary sun-nights 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his spark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have. Show me! Here, I have a pilot's thumb. Wrecked as homeward he did come. A drum! Macbeth doth come! The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land. Thus you go about, thrust to thine and thirst to mine,
And thirst get to make up 9.
Peace! The charms wound up! Woo woo!
Oh, what are these? They're so withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. And live you, or are you aught that a man may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, but your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee,
Sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope that he seems rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak to me then, who neither fear nor beg your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail! Hail!
Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. All hail Macbeth and Banquo!
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail!
Stay! You imperfect speakers, tell me more. I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to me, king stands not within the prospect of league, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this supernatural intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, not thinking I could never live without you by my side.
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither have they vanished?
Into the air. What seemed corporal has melted as breath unto the wind. Would they had stayed.
Or such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king!
And Thane of Cawdor too, was it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. As thick as hail came post with post, everyone bearing praises in thy kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him. And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which edition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress him in borrowed robes?
Was the Thane lives yet, but fears that life under heavy judgment which he deserves to lose. Treason's capital confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Promise. And Thane of Cawdor. Greatest is behind. Thank you, sir. Do you not hope that your children shall be kings when those that gave Thane of Cawdor to me promise no less to them?
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes, to win us to our harms, the instruments of darkness tells us truths, to win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousin, word, I pray.
Two truths are told, these happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, sir. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why is it giving me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image does unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought whose murder is yet but fantastical shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise. Ill, why has it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image does unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. This murder, whose thought is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is. But what is not?
Look how our partner's wrapped.
If chance will have me king, then chance will crown me without my stir.
New honors fall upon him, like our strange garments that cleave not to the mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what, come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind sir, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Think upon what has chanced, and more time the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Very gladly.
They're not yet come back. But I spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treason, implored your highness pardon, and set forth in deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it.
The deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed us for a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I based an absolute trust. Hey, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Would thou had deserved less, that the proportion of thanks and payment had been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne, and state children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo! Who had no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
These plenteous joys, wanton in their fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you, whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, who we pronounce hereafter Prince of Cumberland. Which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not use for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife at your approach. So, humbly, take my leave.
Worthy Cawdor!
Prince of Cumberland! There is a step on which I must fall down, else or leave, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
So noble Banquo, he is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet that we come. Let's after him whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a fearless kinsman.
Met me in the day of success. And I have learned by the perfectest sport they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with hail, king that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Long as thou art, and
Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should tend it. What thou wouldst highly, thou wouldst holily. Wouldst not play false, yet wouldst wrongly win. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits into thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impede thee from the golden round, which fate in metaphysical age doth seem to have thee crowned withal.
Madam!
What is your tidings?
King comes here
Tonight?
tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Was not thy master with him, who, were it so, would have informed for preparation?
So, please you, it is true. Our name is coming.
The Raven himself is forced to approach the fatal interest of Duncan under my battlement. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here. Fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold! 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 Great promise! Worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom. Only look up here. Alter favor adverse. Read all the rest of these.
This castle has a pleasant seat. Yeah, beauty and sweetly recommended over your family since. Saves me our honor most the love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we thank is love, huh?
All our service, every point twice done and then done double, or in single business, and against those honors, broad and deep, wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We've coursed him at his heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well. And his great love's sharper than his spur, and hope him home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves and what is theirs, and come to make their audit of your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hands. Conduct me to my love him greatly and will continue our gracious towards him. By your leave, hostess.
Oh, the sharp grape has such teeth dear, and it shows them pearly whites. Just a jackknife has old Macbeth made, and he keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with his teeth, babe, sky billows start to spread. Fancy gloves though, as old Mackie made, so there's never a trace of red.
Assassination could tremble up the consequence and catch with his success that of this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here. That but we teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commands the ingredients of this poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman, and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who against his murder should shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan, before his faculties so meek, has been so clear in his great office, that virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless birds of the air, shall blow the deed in every eye, that tears should drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the side of my intent, only bolting ambition, which all leaks itself, falls on the other. How now? What news?
He's almost up. Why have you left the chamber?
Has he asked for me?
No, you not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He has honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which will be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the whole trunk wherein you dressed itself? Has it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I account thy heart. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man! Who dares do more is none!
What beast was it then that nature prayed this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, so much more than man. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that moves me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, and I so sworn as you had done to this.
If we should fail,
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall stay his hard journey south
compose nothing but veils. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Dares receive another as we shall make our priests and clamor roar upon his death.
I'm settled. Bend up each corporation to his terrible feet. Way. Mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart must know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Oh, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He had been an unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your officers. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the title of most gracious hostess. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed two truths.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat now to serve, we would spend in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
We were close to line.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
We were sisters.
Dagger was there seen before me? The handle towards my hand. Come. Let me touch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not? Fatal vision, sensible to feeling as thou art to sight? Art thou dagger of the mind? False creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain. I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which I now draw. Marshalest me the way I was going. Such an instrument I was to use. My eyes are made the fools of the other senses. With all the rest. I see thee yet, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood which were not so before. There's no such thing. It is this bloody business which informs thus to my eyes. Now, on the one-half world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings. And withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with stealthy pace moves like a ghost. Thou, sure and firm set earth, fear not my steps, which way they walk. Here, the very stones would prank my whereabouts and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deed to cold breath gives. I go. It's done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell which summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Sleep no more.
Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
A foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh and sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. But they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other. I stood and heard them, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fear. I could not pronounce amen when they did say God bless us. I could not pronounce amen when they did say God bless us. But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of a blessing. Amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Thought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more.
Sleep, 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 sleep no more.
Innocent sleep.
Macbeth.
Sleep amidst of the rebel sleep of care. Balm of hurt minds. Death of each day's life. Sore labor's bath. And still it cried, sleep no more. To all the house. Columbus has murdered sleep. Therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
My worthy thing, to unbend your noble strength to think so very simply of things. Go get some water and wash the sleeping witness from your hands. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleeping wounds with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If ye do bleed, I'll kill the beasts of the cruelty dog, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? How is it with me when each noise appalls me? What hands are these? They pluck out my eyes. Will great Neptune's oceans not wash this blood clean from my hands? No, this will rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green ones red.
My hands are of your color, but I shaped to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber, a little water cleanses of the sea. How easy it is then! Your constancy has left you unattended. But more knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your own thoughts.
To know my deeds, were best not know myself. And knocking with thy knocking! I wouldst thou could.
Here's a knocking indeed. Knock, knock. Who's there? Anon! I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, that ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Oh, please, sir. We two were carousing until the second cock. And drink, sir, you know, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Oh, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. It makes him and it mars him. It persuades him and it disheartens him. It makes him stand to and then not stand to.
Oh, I do believe that drink gave thee the lie last night.
Oh, yes, it did, sir. In the throat of me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, he took me up by the legs sometimes. I made a shift to cast him.
Is your master stirring? Oh, our knocking has awakened. Look, there he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Morrow both.
Is the king stirring, worthy sage?
Not yet.
He did bid me to call finally on. I have almost slipped the hour.
There's the door.
I'll make so bold to call, as is my limited service.
Does the king go hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night was unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down. It was said there were strange lamentings and screams of death heard in the air. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
Was a rough night.
My remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee!
What's the matter?
Confusion now has made his masterpiece known. Most sacrilegious murder has broke open the Lord's anointed temple and stolen thence the life of the building.
What's that you say? The life?
You mean His Majesty?
Approach the chamber. Do not bid me speak. See, and then speak yourselves. Ring the alarm bell. Murder! Murder! Treason! Banquo! Charlemagne! Banquo! Awake! Rise! Up! Shake off this dowdy sleep! Just counterfeit! And look upon death itself! Up! See the great Duke's image! Banquo! Mount up! Charlemagne! As from your grave! Rise like Christ surrounded in this horror! Ring the alarm bell!
What is the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to violate the sleepers of this house? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo! Banquo! Our royal master's murdered!
Well, alas, what, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself. Say it is not so!
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I'd lived a blessed time. For from this moment, there's nothing serious in mortality. Poise. Renowned and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn with only the lees left this vault to brag of. What is this? You do not know it. The fountain, the head, the spring of your life is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
By whom? Those of his chambers, it seemed, had done it. The hands and faces were badged with blood, as were their daggers, which we found unwiped upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, loyal and neutral, temperate and furious in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. There lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gash stabs like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. They, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their unmannerly daggers breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make his love known?
Help me, Hans, help!
Oh, look to the lady!
And when we have our naked frailties hid and suffer in exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence, against the undivulged pretense, I fight on treasonous malice!
And so do I!
So!
Let us briefly put on manly readiness to meet in the hall together.
Well contended!
I tended you. Let's not consult with them. I'll do it.
Friar and I, our separate fortunes shall keep us both the same. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. Near blood, near blood.
This murderer's shaft gets shot, not yet lighted. And our safest way is to avoid the aim, therefore to push. Let us not be dainty of leave-taking or shift away.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the wed women promised. And I fear thou playedest most foully for it. Yet it is said it should not stand in thy posterity, but myself should be the root and father of many kings. There come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
He has been forgotten, and is young in our ranks, and old in our coming.
hold a solemn supper, sir, and will request your presence.
Thy Highness command me, to the which my duties are with an indissoluble tie, forever naked.
I did this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
What else besides your good advice, which has been both brave and prosperous in this day's council? But we'll have it tomorrow. Riding to horse, you, is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a bowerer of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My good lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel patricide, filling the hearers' ears with strange inventions. But that tomorrow, when we will both have cause of state craving us jointly, goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my lord, our time holds upon us.
And I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so do commend you to their backs. Farewell. And each man be master of his time until 7 at night. To make society a sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Well then, God be with you. Thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep. There's none but he whose being I do fear. He chid the sisters when they first put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. And then, prophet-like, they named him father to a line of kings. Upon my head placed a fruitless crown, and a barren scepter in my grip, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. And mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to see them kings! The seed of Banquo, kings! Who's there? Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
Was, so please, your highness.
Well then, thought you on our speeches?
We are men, my lord.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. That's greyhounds, hounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, all are clept by the name of dog. But if you have station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, then say it! And I will put this business to your bosom, whose execution sees our enemy off.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world. And I another, so weary with disaster, fraught with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance, to mend it or keep it on.
Both of you know that Banquo was your enemy?
True, my lord!
So he is mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life.
We will, my lord, perform what you command us. Though our lives...
Your spirit shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, for it must be done tonight, and something from this palace. And to leave no rubs nor blotches in this work, Fleance, his son that keeps his company, must meet the same fate that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. Call to you in arm.
We are resolved, my lord.
It is concluded. Banquo, our soul's flight. If you find heaven, then find it out tonight.
Not had all spent where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, and by destruction dwell without control. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died, but then they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've scotched the snake, not killed it. Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo and his Fleance live.
But in them, nature's copy's not eternal.
Aha! They are assailable. So be thou jocund. Ere the bat has flown his cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of terrible note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hands cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, the crow makes wings of the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, as night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold me still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go.
The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Here proclaims something of our want, and 'tis he!
Give us a light there.
A light! Stand to it!
Bottles of beer on the wall.
Bottles of beer. As I put down your customer around. 3 bottles of beer on the wall.
It would be rain tonight.
That's it. Come.
At first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks
Thank
to
you.
your majesty.
Ourself will play the humble host and mingle with society. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks. They are welcome.
See they count to be thy heart's thanks. Be large in mirth, anon we'll drink a measure the table round. There's blood on thy face. 'Tis better thee without than he within. See dispatch?
My mighty lord, his throat is cut that I did for it.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou did it, then thou art the nonpareil.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I now spit perfect, whole as marble, sound as rock, broad as the casing air. Now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound to saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo is safe.
Oh, my good lord, safe in the ditch he lies, with 20 trench gashes to his head. The least death to nature.
Thanks for that. There, the grown serpent lies. The word that's fled hath nature that in time will bend and breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Home and morrow.
My royal lord, do not give to cheer.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Let good digestion wait on appetite and health on both.
May it please your highness, please sit with us.
Here we had now our country's honor roofed. Were the grace person of Banquo present, who we would rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise.
Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table is full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you has done this?
What, my good lord?
What are you talking about?
Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Oh, gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary, but I thought he will again be well. If much you know him, you will offend him and extend his passion.
Feet in regard to not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to dump. Oh, which claws and starts and imposters the true fear would welcome on a woman's story in a winter's fire authorized by her grandam. Shakes. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Ready. Look. Lo. Behold. What say you? What care I? If thou cannot speak too.
What? Quite unmanned in folly?
If I stand here, I saw him!
By shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now. As in olden times, aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear to hear. Times have been, and when the rains were out, man would die, and there an end. Now they return, with 20 mortal murders on our crown, to push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
Use it me not, dear friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Give me some wine. Fill full. We'll drink a general toast to the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, who we miss. Would he were here. To all, and to him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge!
The thoughts, and quit my sight, that the earth hide thee. There is no, thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. There is no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of his good friends, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hirkin tiger, in any form but this, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Else be alive again, and with thy sword dare me to the desert, if trembling on I inhabit, protest me the baby of a girl, hence horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! What? God? I'm a man again. Sit still, all.
Let us place a bird. Broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange! To think that you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheek while mine is blanched with fear!
What sights, my lord?
Yeah. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better help the King's Majesty!
Good night.
We'll have blood. I say blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send him, sir?
I hear it, by the way, but I will say, there's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant thief. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the Weird Sisters, nor shall they speak. For now, I'm bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped in so far that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as going on. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come. Go to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Intermission.
now. Pictures will pass among you. If you could be generous to notice, that would be a lovely thing. If you need them across the street, get a drink, be happy to do so. We'll start again in 10 minutes. Thank you for coming.
Brandon? Yeah. Places, please. Because we've got this. Alright? So you guys are gonna have to just stand over there when I go through. Brandon, you hear me?
desperate black and midnight hags. What is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand. We'll answer. Say if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them! Let me see them!
Come high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth! 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 Beware, Macduff! Beware the Thane of Fife! Dismiss me! Enough!
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. For it has harped my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first. Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of men, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
And live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? Yet, I'll make assurances double sure, and take upon to fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What's this?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Macbeth shall never vanquish me until Fair Burnham Woods, high Johnson and Hill shall come against it.
But that will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. The sweet poetry's good. Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high place Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing more. Tell me, thou art can tell so much. Will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you! Tell me! What is this?
Show his eyes and breathe his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. His crown to sear mine eyeballs. The second, gold brown bow is like the first. Third is like the former. Look, Harry, why do you show me this? Yet a few years, will this line stretch on to the crack of doom? Eyes. And yet, an 8 appears. Is it not so?
Aye, sir, all this is so.
That was amazing. Ladies, cheer we up his sprites and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to the sound while you perform your antic round. That this great king may kindly say our duties did his welcome pay.
What kind of magic spell to use? Slime and snails and puppy dog tails, thunder and lightning, then baby sir. Jump magic, jump magic, jump magic, jump magic. Put that magic jump on me. Slap that baby and make it free. Dance, magic, dance, magic, dance, magic, dance, dance, magic, dance, dance, magic.
Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come within, without there.
What is thy grace's will?
Saw you not the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Poison be the air whereupon they ride, and damn be all those that trust them.
Macduff is fled to England. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England!
Aye, my good lord.
Time, thou anticipates my dread exploits. Let this flighty purpose ne'er be overtook unless the deed go with it. From now, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, the castle of Macduff I will surprise. seize upon Fife, bring to the edge of the knife his babes, his wife, and all those unhappy souls that trace him in his line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed must be done before the purpose cool. But no more sights!
What had he done to make him fly to England?
Patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, would fight for younglings in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and thus knows the fits of the season. I do not say any further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. It shall not be long when I shall be here again. I take my leave. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. Pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Father, she isn't yet.
I would be so much a fool should I stay home. Space, endure discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Child, your mother is dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What? With worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do that.
Poor bird.
My father is not dead, for all your sake.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speaks with all thy wit, and yet in faith, with wit enough for thee.
Is my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, because there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang on them.
How God help thee, poor monkey! How wilt thou do for a father?
If you are dead, you'd wait for him, and if you're not, it'd be a good sign that I shall quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest! What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He is a traitor! Thou liest, thou shaggy villain!
What, you egg? Look, for I am traitor! I put a spell on you! Now you're mine! Don't like the things you do! Watch out! I ain't lying!
Let us seek out some desolate shade and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men, bestride our downfall in birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, as if it felt with scarlet, and resounds and yelled out with syllable of dolor.
What I believe, I'll wail. What no believe, and what I can, redress. As I shall find the time to friend, I will.
What you have spoke, it may be so, perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him, through me. And wisdom, to offer up a poor, weak, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A pure and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts. Why, in that rawness, left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave-taking? I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, poor country, great tyranny, lay thou basest shore, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is a fear. Fare thee well, Lord, I will not be the villain that thou thinkest I am, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, or the rich.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds. And each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right. And here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousand.
But when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head,
or wear it upon my sword, yet shall my country have more vices than it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever by him who shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be open, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared to my confineless arms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell has there come a devil more damned in evil to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny, and hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We have but willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this, there grows in my most ill-composed affections such a stanchless avarice, that were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with a more pernicious root than summer-seeming lust, and it hath been the sword of our slain kings. But fear not yet. All these things are portable of your mere own, but with other graces wait.
But I have none. The king becoming graces is justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting in many ways, nay. Had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, destroy all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland! Scotland!
If such a one be fit to govern, speak.
I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Whole nation miserable with an untitled tyrant, bloody scepter. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? By thy own issue against thy throne, the truest issue of thy nature, by thy own interdiction, stands accursed and doth blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen who bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. These evils that thou repeatst upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, my hope ends here.
Macduff!
Child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. God above deal between thee and me. For even now, I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, as strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, at no time broke my faith, have scarcely coveted what was mine own, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself.
What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward, with 10,000 warlike men already at a point, were setting forth. Now, we'll together. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. It's hard to reconcile. Oh, who goes there? Oh, my ever gentle cousin. Welcome, hither. Stay in Scotland where he did.
Alas, poor country, it cannot be called our mother but our grave, where sighs and moans and shrieks do rend the air.
And how does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant hath not battered at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when last I did leave them.
Well, be not a miser of your speech, man. Tell me, how goes it?
When I came hither, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, but 2 I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of great help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight.
Be it their comfort. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good Seward and 10,000 men.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it bears some sorrow, but the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me quickly, or let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, for possessing them of the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised, your wife and children savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner would add the death of you.
Merciful heaven. What man? Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erfraught heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. Oh, Hellkite, all my pretty ones. Oh, did you say all? All my pretty chickens and their dam in one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I will do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember things that were most precious to me. Oh, gentle heaven, did thou look on and would not take thy part? Oh, sinful Macduff, they were all wrought for thee, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Oh, Lord, on their soul. Oh, heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with my tongue, but Gentle heaven, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring forth this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length, set him on. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This too goes manly. Come, our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. The powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long, it never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and to the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
Oh, that, sir, I will not report after.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor to anyone having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, most fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she to by that light?
What aid stood by her? She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this for a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark! She speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot. Out, I say! 1, 2. Well then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. By my lord. Fie! A soldier and afeard? What need we fear? Who knows when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man to have